How is it going? How is it going? How is it going? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night to wherever you are in the world. And this is Culture Shock. Yes, this is Culture Shock. I am your host, Canute Neil Ellis, and today we have a show lined up for you. So while we're going to go into it, I need you to share the links and tell people that we're here. We have an amazing virtual concert right here. Check this out.
Hi, I trust you all are keeping safe. I'm here to invite you to tune in to Canute Neil Ellis's Culture Shock this and every weekend. You don't want to miss it. Check it out.
Awesome. Check this out.
Hi guys, I'm Katie Wildman, and I just want to encourage you to watch Canute Neil Ellis's show Culture Shock live on his Facebook page this and every weekend. He has on these musical geniuses on his show each week that are ready to dish out their knowledge, their expertise, their wisdom to you right in your home. Please check it out live on his Facebook page this and every weekend. Culture Shock. Don't miss it.
Canute Ellis, big up, you don't know, you have to have a thing name. Canute Ellis, my good thing. Bad program, go on it. The Culture Shock. What we just say? Culture Shock. Canute, you don't know, big up, plug it in. You like what you do. Continue to like the bass thing them. You don't know, respect.
Awesome. We're going to join tonight Jamaican composers play Beethoven, and we're going to go over to Music Unite Foundation page, and we are going to be streaming live virtual concert right now. So stay tuned, tell your friends, share the link, tell everyone it's going down. It's just about ready to start. And I'm just waiting for my cue here. How is it going? How is it going with you, wherever you are in the world? How is things going for you guys? Let me know, how is it going? Type in the comment section. Let me see. Type in the comment section what's going on in your area, where you're from, where you're watching from. If you're brand new, hashtag new. If you've been watching since May of this year, hashtag day one. All right, hashtag live if you're watching live right now. Here we go. I'm so excited for this. This is going to be an amazing time. Amazing time. We're seeing, let's see if they're ready for us over there. While they're getting set up. So we're gonna have quite a bit of surprise tonight. I am still sharing in my groups. I wanted to let everybody know that we're live. Please help me do the same in your Facebook groups, in your WhatsApp groups, all over the world. Let people know that we're live. Culture Shock is up and running, and we're doing virtual concerts. And tonight is going to be an amazing time. We're going to have Jamaican composers play Beethoven, and we're just waiting for them right now. So just hang tight. I am waiting to see. Oh, it's a little bit warm in the studio today. And so while I'm sharing in the group, you could do the same for me. And type in the comment section when you get a chance where you're watching from. If you're watching for the first time, hashtag new. If you're watching since ever or 2 or more episodes, you could do hashtag day one. And that way we know who is the day ones and who are the new people, so we can welcome you. We are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you're over on YouTube right now, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button so we know that you're there. And so see, we have some day ones here, hashtag live on day one, to let all the YouTubers know that we are indeed live, and we're kicking. Hashtag new. Okay, what's up, Desmond? Nice to have you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. You're over on YouTube. Blessings to you. Have a wonderful day. We have a wonderful show lined up for you guys. And so if you could share the link and subscribe to the channel over on YouTube, that'd be great, because we want you guys to be the first to know when the videos are out. Right? Next week, we're going to be having an amazing time again. Let me show you what's going on next week. Next week, we're going to have an amazing virtual concert, and this is going to happen next week, Sunday, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Jamaica time. It's going to be St. Matthew, aka the Street Disciple, going to be sitting in on the Culture Shock. It's going to be an amazing time. DJ God and I going to be there as spins on the ones and two. You know it's going to be dope. It's going to be a reasoning and a virtual concert. None like this ever. It's going to be an amazing time. We had an amazing production meeting today. Getting all the kinks out and getting everything ready, Matthew ready, and I'm gonna really voice some tune. So let's see what's going on over there and music here. Let me see. We waiting. I keep saying music cares. That's the Grammys. It's Music Unites Foundation, and tonight's presentation is brought to you by Music Unites Jamaica Foundation, and it's in collaboration with Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany, and they present Jamaican composer Salute Ludwig van Beethoven, and it's going to be an amazing time. We're going to have Paul Shaw, Michael Sean Harris, Peter Ashbourne, and many others. And so we're waiting for the stream to come in. If you're here, is enough time we have for you guys to share the link. I know we earlier than before, and I know it's kind of like, you know, probably right around dinner time and stuff, but you know, you could just put your device down and just stay tuned and turn it up, because it's going to be an amazing time. Here we go. We're waiting for the audio feed. And you guys will hear me well, right? Type in the comment section. Fern, I know you're there, so I know you're hearing me, and I know Desmond's hearing me. Live on YouTube, live on Facebook, we are presenting a live virtual concert. They're in Jamaica, and they're getting all set up in master control. I am going to be checking my phone to make sure I have some messages to make sure I got everything set up. And hearing you well. Okay, great. Awesome. I am still sharing in my groups. Join us now. All right. And letting everybody know where they can join so they can log in. I'm so excited. I saw some clips from some rehearsals and some practicing. And believe me, it's going to be an amazing time. They're all set up. You know, it's all queued up in there. So I'm waiting to get a nudge back to make sure all is well. And as soon as I see the countdown, I'm going to be going over there. Let me see. Let me tell you what to expect, guys. All right. So what to expect? We're going to have MCs for the night is Janine J. Cool and Erica. They're going to be on the set today. We're gonna have Paul Shaw, as I said, Michael Sean Harris, and we're gonna have Rosina on there. We're gonna see Peter Ashbourne as well. Let me see. For you guys who have been with us since May, show of hands, you know, the online space has been, you know, buzzing with quite a few contents. And it's definitely, okay, you're hearing me well. And it's definitely a lot going on. And so I appreciate you guys, you know, sticking with us Sunday after Sunday, you know, amidst time change. And, you know, last week we were on with Father Richard Holong, and we were on at 10 p.m. Well, my time, 9 p.m. Jamaica time and Eastern time, and it was 10 a.m. where he was in the Philippines. And so I know, we've gone through quite a few time changes, especially when we did the people that's in Europe and so on. But it's well worth it, right? It's well worth it. And today is no different. We are, live. It's 4 p.m. over there in Jamaica, and it's amazing. And they're getting themselves set up over there. And so I am just waiting for the audio feed to come in and for us to jump over. You won't hear from me throughout the midst of the program. You'll hear from me at the end. I'll definitely tell you what's going on in our world and what's to come. But today is going to be the live concert, and we'll just go chime over there once that's going. And then once that, thanks from Rosina, we'll over on here, and then we'll tell you come next week. So you could definitely spread the word and tell people that we're going to be here next Sunday, and it's at 8 p.m. All right, 8 p.m. next week. It's going to be live here on Culture Shock, and it's definitely going to be an amazing time with St. Matthew. All right, let me check to see if I am, let me see, make sure that I am not the one that's behind. So big ups to everybody over there on YouTube. All right, so yeah, I'm over on YouTube. I see you guys. Nice to see you guys. I'm waiting to get music. See, it's over here. Waiting to get Music Unites to come through. What's going on, Uncle Deli? Hey, Paula. Good evening, guys. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much for joining. It's going to be an amazing time. If you're really into Culture Shock, you know that we always bring the arts, and we always bring people that's shocking the culture and that's doing an amazing thing in our space as it relates to culture, as it relates to creative arts and anything. And today is no different. We're waiting for the feed for Jamaican Composers plays Beethoven. And so we definitely want to chime you guys in on that. As soon as I get the nudge and I see the countdown, I'm in the queue and I'm waiting. So while I have you, let me tell you what's going on. We're going to be broadcasting, or this program is broadcasting on the PBC Jamaica network, on Ashe. It's on JN Foundation, The Hope, and it's being broadcast on the Ministry of Culture, and it's definitely broadcasting here. There's so many other pages that's bringing this this event tonight. They put some hard work in, right? And definitely we want to what's up, Alex? What's up, man? Definitely want to big up Rosina and the guys over there. And I see something now, so let me see. All right, let's go over.
All viewers near and far to our virtual concert, Jamaican Composers Salute, Ludwig van Beethoven. We opened the concert with a fantasy over the famous Jamaican love song, Fimi Love Have Lion Heart, composed by Peter Ashbourne and so wonderfully performed by Jamaica's #1 violinist, Stephen Woodham. I'm Joel Motor, and I have the great honor to read for you the message from His Excellency, the Governor General of Jamaica, Sir Patrick Allen. Music is an essential tool created and used by people from all walks of life. Music therapy has been used in hospitals because its healing qualities have been proven to aid in the reduction of pain. Jamaica's world-renowned musician, Robert Nesta Marley, proclaimed, "One good thing about music, when it hits, you feel no pain." The pleasure is mine to encourage Music Unites Jamaica Foundation on its annual celebration of outstanding Jamaican composers. I commend you for devising this medium to continue your annual events despite the challenges created by the COVID-19 pandemic. As you join the worldwide celebrations to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the birth of the German composer Ludwig van Beethoven, I use this occasion to congratulate and encourage the emerging cadre of Jamaican musicians and composers who will use this platform to further showcase their talents. Ode to Joy, which is the finale of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, expresses the universal yearning for the unification of the human race, a sentiment which is embodied in our national motto, out of many, one people. I wish for all an enjoyable evening of musical inspiration.
am Janine J. Cool, and I have the privilege to be your host for this virtual concert.
Jamaican composer Salute Ludwig van Beethoven. Hallo, ich bin Erika Neumann, English. I'm Erika Newman from Germany. I'm very pleased to join Janine as our host here at the Art Studio in Kingston, Jamaica.
The first composition for Ellis you have just heard was performed by young 15-year-old Jamaican pianist Alan Barrant, a student of Mrs. Angela Elliott from the Music House, and it was filmed at the Majestic Ballroom at King's House.
I was very happy to hear Ludwig van Beethoven's Für Elise. It is such a well-known piece back home in Germany that sometimes even taxi drivers are whistling it. And now we have the great pleasure to present to you the special greetings from His Excellency Dr. Bernd von Münchow-Pohl, the Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany.
We wish to sincerely thank the ambassador and his team for their collaboration with Music Unites Jamaica Foundation in making this concert become a reality.
Ranks among the most iconic works of what we have come to know and love as classical music. Its composer, Ludwig van Beethoven, was born in the German town of Bonn exactly 250 years ago. This special anniversary program, put together by the Music Unites Jamaica Foundation and sponsored by the German Embassy, celebrates the musical genius of one of Germany's greatest sons. It is, for the most part, an homage to Beethoven by modern-day Jamaican composers, featuring their own compositions and the influence he had on their work. Music is a most fundamental human expression. It reflects our deepest emotion. It can reveal the innermost layers of our mind and soul. It speaks to us across the ages and across continents. It appeals to our shared humanity and unites us regardless of culture, creed, class, or color of skin. The German Embassy is proud to be part of the special Jamaican tribute to Beethoven, which I hope you will enjoy as much as I will. Thank you and God bless.
Herzlichen Dank, Ambassador von Münchow-Pohl. Oh, by the way, Janine, did you know that the lady Ellis, for whom we believe this composition we heard at the beginning was written for, did not exist in Beethoven's life? Right? The beautiful young lady whom dear Ludwig wanted to marry in 1818 was actually Therese, but with the composition being transcribed many times, the name has faded and got mixed up. Remember, those days, composers had to write with ink and feather by candlelight.
So, did he marry Therese?
No, unfortunately not.
Well. The first Jamaican composer whose work we are about to present to you now is by Michael Sean Harris, a wonderful tenor in his own right, director of studies at the Edna Manley College of Visual and Performing Arts School of Music here in Kingston, author and podcaster, as well as our producer for this concert. His composition, This Longtime Gal, for tenor and MIDI-controlled vocal processor and looper, also features the gracious dancer and choreographer, Nila Ebanks.
Is based on a Jamaican folk song called This Longtime Gal. It employs several of the compositional techniques that I've learned from Beethoven, from my involvement in choirs over the years and also from playing piano as a child.
This long time, girl, me never see you. Come make me hold your hand. This long time, girl, me never see you. Come make me hold your hand. Peel head, jump crop, sit down pan tree top, pick up the blossom. Make me hold your hand, girl. Make me hold your This long time, yeah, me never see you. Come make we walk and talk. This long time, yeah, me never see you. Come make we walk and talk. Oh, peel head, jump right, sit down, and tree top, pick up the blossom. Make we walk and talk, girl. Make we walk and This long time, yeah, me never see you. Come make we wheel and turn. This long time, yeah, me never see you. Come make we wheel and turn. Oh, feel head jump up, turn down my tree top, pick up the blossom. Make we wheel and turn, girl. Make we wheel this long time, girl. 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 We tumble, this long time, girl. 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 This long time, make we walk as strong. This long make we walk as strong. This long time, girl. This long time, girl.
This concert actually represents the grand finale of Phase 1 of Music Unites, research on Jamaican composers of classical, patriotic, and church music, which was made possible by the vision of the Honorable Earl Jarrett, CEO of the Jamaican National Group, and the grant by the J.N. Foundation.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the very respected broadcaster and self-leader coach, Ellis, who will read for you the introduction of the composition by one of Jamaica's greatest female composers, Eleanor Alberga. Mrs. Alberga expressed the wish to become a concert pianist at age 5, when she also started to write music later on. She joined the Jamaica Folk Singers and studied at the Jamaica School of Music.
In the year 1970, Eleanor Alberga was awarded the West Indian Associated Board Scholarship, which allowed her to study at the Royal Academy in London, the city which later on became her second home.
That was 50 years ago.
I'm Elaine Wint, and I'm very pleased to introduce to you the Eleanor Alberga String Quartet number 2.
Yeah.
Eleanor has sent her introduction and her greetings from London, as she's unable to be with us for this presentation. She writes, Beethoven has been a hugely positive influence on my musical life. I learned many of his piano sonatas as a young piano student and studied or listened to his symphonies, concertos, and other works. Later on, when I performed his piano concerto number 4 and some of his late sonatas, I began to realize just what an original figure he was. I became aware of how he was always breaking new ground and was particularly amazed by the syncopations in Piano Sonata Opus 111. His work encouraged me to always try and find my own voice as a composer, as he so heroically did, despite more than his fair share of slings and arrows. Most of what I learned about sonata came from Beethoven, and in my second string quartet, I chose to write in one movement a condensed sonata. All the material for the piece comes from the opening bar, and as this exposition material develops, contrasting sections such as scherzo and adagio emerge without a break. There is counterpoint both in line and in rhythm, and the music closes with a driving presto finale. I think this quartet has a touch of the liveliness, beauty, and vivid memories of Jamaica that are often the well springs of my work. And it is very exciting to be part of this virtual concert, returning my music to the landscape of its birthplace. And now, the Eleanor Alberga String Quartet, number 2.
Eleanor Alberta's String Quartet No. 2 was performed by Ensemble Arcadia. Violin 1, Thomas Bowles. Violin 2, Oscar Parks. Viola, Andres Conjuste, and on cello, Jonathan Swenson. It was commissioned and premiered by the Smith Quartet in 1994 for the Greenwich Festival in London.
The next musical item on our program will feature the world-renowned Jamaican concert pianist Paul Shaw, whose mom bought him a toy piano when he was very little. And with this gift, she awakened in him the gift of becoming such an outstanding piano scholar. Then he was able to study at the Juilliard School in New York, where he gained 3 degrees. Presently, he holds the post as an associate professor of piano at the University of Minnesota School of Music.
As a Steinway piano artist, Paul Shaw performed extensively in the Americas, in Europe, and Asia. Unfortunately, the concert, which was organized by the piano manufacturer Steinway to be held in Minneapolis, Minnesota during the COVID pandemic, was supposed to be filmed, was postponed by drastic increases of the COVID cases in the United States. Paul Shaw will now performance Compact Lizo was recorded in recognition of the Jamaica 50th celebration.
On August 6, 2012, the island of Jamaica celebrates 50 years of independence from Great Britain. Stay tuned as I commemorate the occasion with piano transcriptions or my own reminiscences of folk songs I learned as a child growing up on the island. Every time me memorize what a common. Every time me memorize what a common. Come back, Liza, come back, yeah. What a common. Come back, Liza, come back, yeah. What a common.
You say it. There is one very exciting aspect to this virtual concert, which is the opportunity to feature Jamaican composers and their works from the diaspora. And our next musical gem is far as from Australia. Sharon Calcraft, who left Jamaica at the age of 14, lives as a highly successful classical composer in Sydney. At first, she worked extensively in theatre as a film and music composer and lecturer.
Her composition After is written for electroacoustic harp and prefabricated electronics, and it was dedicated to the harpist Ellis. It was first performed in concert at the Albert Hall, Canberra, for live broadcast aired on the BBC in 2014. But the current film performance took place in 2019 at Phoenix Central Park in Sydney, Australia. The title of the piece, Aquifer, an aquifer is a water-bearing rock that readily transmits water to wells and springs. The groundwater in aquifers is one of the most important sources of water on Earth.
Let us now listen to the profound words spoken by the Jamaican composer Sharon Calcraft.
I'm delighted to join Jamaican composers and musicians from around the world, and of course, those of you on the rock on this special celebration of Beethoven's 250th birthday anniversary. Apropos of this, I'd like to share a few thoughts about a conversation the 52-year-old Beethoven had with the young 22-year-old violinist and composer, Louis Schlosser. I'm imagining that Schlosser must have been quite a courageous young man, and it's good for us that he made this pilgrimage from Darmstadt to Vienna, as the recorded conversation is both revealing and heartening. As was common at the time, for Beethoven was significantly deaf, even profoundly, the conversations were written down. He spoke, but the questions and answers had to be written down in quarto-sized books. There are fragments of the conversation with Louis Schlosser that mean quite a lot to me as a composer, in that when I first read them years ago, I thought, yes, that's true for me somehow. Here are the fragments of that conversation in 1822, or some say 1823. I carry my thoughts about with me for a long time before writing them down. I change many things, discard others, and try again and again until I'm satisfied. It rises, it grows. I hear and see the image in front of me from every angle, as if it had been cast like sculpture. Then only the labor of writing it down remains. I must add here that for me, this is often significant labor. Going on with Beethoven's thoughts. Where do I obtain my ideas? I can't answer that with any certainty. I may grasp them with my hands in the open air, or while in the stillness of the night. Stimulated by these moods which poets turn into words, I turn my ideas into tones which resound, roar, and rage, until at last they stand before me in the form of notes. These words of Beethoven's are matchless. I couldn't possibly do any better in trying to describe the metaphysical act of writing music. It is so very mysterious. There is a question which is often asked regarding Beethoven's impaired hearing and his ability to compose. How could he write music, people ask, if he couldn't hear it? And while there is still much debate as to the actual extent of his deafness, some musicologists say that he still had some hearing in his left ear up until shortly before his death in 1827. There is the matter of the inner ear, the correspondent to the inner eye, the eye of our mind. We sometimes say, I saw it in my mind's eye. Similarly, there is the inner ear. I heard it with my inner ear, the ear of our mind. And that's what composers do. We hear with our inner ear, and that is what I'm sure Beethoven relied on, his inner ear. Mahler talked about the frustration of hearing with the inner ear, but struggling to find the physical tones. He said, I hear it in my inner ear, geistigen Ohr, or mental ear, but how to find the physical tones? This is our wrestle as composers. It is our agon, our contest to find the physical tones that we hear with our inner ear. It's comforting to know we are in good company. We turn our ideas into tones which resound, roar, and rage. I'm very pleased to be able to offer my piece Aquifer for electroacoustic harp and prefabricated electronics, written for the incomparable Alice Giles. The performance you're about to see and hear was in concert at Dangrove for Phoenix Central Park, Sydney, Australia.
Our future on Jamaican composers is now coming back to the rock. We will witness the premiere of Peter Ashburn's piano composition, The Cologne Man of Linstead Market, which is based on two Jamaican folk songs.
It has almost become a trademark of Mr. Ashburn's composition to take the initial inspiration from the inspiring pool of Jamaican folk melodies. Erica, you may be aware of Linstead Market composition by Peter Ashburn. But I tell you a little story. You know, the story of Linstead Market is actually about a woman who is at the market trying to sell her goods, but she is unable to sell the goods. Everybody come and feel up, but nobody buys. And so she has no pocket money for her children. So it's actually a very sad song, you know. But then again, here is Color Man, which is a song, 1, 2, 3, 4, Color Man I come, is very comical, you know. It tells us the story of a young Jamaican man who went to Panama and worked in the Panama Canal. And when he came back home, he behaved very bossy, you know, bling bling and thing. He had a gold chain hanging around his neck. But when he was asked the time, he had to look up on the sun. Isn't that funny?
So let us hear now the introduction of the composition, The Colon Man at Linstead Market, by composer Peter Ashburn, in his own words, followed by the performance of the piece by Stephen Shaw Nar, on the stage of the Vera Moody Concert Hall, which is located at the School of Music of the Edna Manley College. Mr. Shaw Nar is the head of the piano department at this institution.
I am honored to be able in some small way to pay tribute to Beethoven through my own small composition, knowing how much of a genius he was. As a child and aspiring violinist, I frequently found myself performing at those interminable tea parties, where my first encounter with Beethoven was probably his Minuet in G. My composition, The Colon Man in Linstead Market, was actually written in 2006, but is being premiered today on this concert. The piece juxtaposes two stories from Jamaican folk music, one humorous and one sad. And my treatment is what people nowadays might call a mashup. Have fun.
are now traveling from Jamaica to Taiwan, where our next featured Jamaican composer and conductor Ted Runcie resides. He was born in Mandeville and left Jamaica at age 7 with his family to live in Toronto, Canada. He studied at McGill University, conducting, composition, and voice. Ted Runcie lives now in Taiwan as composer, conductor, and university lecturer.
We are delighted to present to you first Runcie's elaborate statement and Ludwig van Beethoven.
Again, I'd like to thank Christina Möder and the Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany in Kingston for making today's concert possible. I recall, as a youth of about 12 years of age, hearing Beethoven's first 2 symphonies for the first time. I recognized something familiar in them. In the first symphony, I heard the mastery of counterpoint, the logical development of the musical argument, and a great forward momentum similar to Mozart's late symphonies. And yet, I also felt that the material and the turns of phrases nodded to Haydn. The music left me with the impression of an adolescent who, although resembling his parents, was suddenly half a head taller than them. The second symphony deepened this impression. Even though, like the first symphony, it was a masterwork, I had the distinct impression of a very muscular and ill-at-ease young man dressed in a suit ripping at the seams that his father had probably worn 30 or 40 years before. But then in the third symphony, Beethoven changed the discourse, not least of all with its length, the size of its forces, its form, its content, and its energy, but also with the mood, tone, and voice. Even though I was a very young person, I recognized that Beethoven had come into his own. After the third symphony, Beethoven, this giant among composers, could have been content to repeat himself for the rest of his career, as so many other composers at the time were wont to do. But Beethoven was hewn from different stuff. He went on to create myriad original and iconic works, such as the unforgettable Fifth Symphony, the Sixth Symphony, a masterful piece of sound painting done within traditional forms, the spirited Seventh Symphony, the mysterious Eighth Symphony, and the mighty Ninth Symphony, in which the ever-innovative Beethoven included soloists and a chorus. I've not even mentioned his groundbreaking opera Fidelio, his piano sonatas, his string quartets, the concerti, and other chamber, choral, and orchestral composed masterworks until his final days. Beethoven, the indefatigable craftsman, the free artist, still inspires me today.
His introduction, as well as the performance of his composition, Winter Evening.
Today, you will hear a piece that I composed more than 12 years ago. It's the first of 4 short pieces for cello and piano called Winter Evening that I composed on a winter evening in 2018 after a dinner party with close Russian friends in Taipei, Taiwan. So the piece is a sort of character piece, or an Albumblatt, which was meant to memorialize my impressions of that evening. Of note in the piece are the singing cello line and the shifting rhythm in the bass part. It has been arranged for cello and tuba by today's performers, Desiree Abbé, principal cellist of the Manitoba Chamber Orchestra in Canada, and Chris Lee, principal tuba of the National Arts Centre Orchestra.
This was an interesting mix of instruments.
I agree with you, Erica. I think the cello is one of my favorite instruments, and that was just beautiful with the tuba, really. Yes. So now we are coming to the end of our musical journeys and features on Jamaican composers by presenting to you a work by a member of the younger generation of Jamaican composers, Andrew Marshall, who is also a pianist and choral director. Studied at the Northern Caribbean University in Mandeville, as well as the United States, where he presently resides.
Let us first hear a few words from Andrew Marshall about Ludwig van Beethoven's influence in his life.
My name is Andrew Marshall, and I'm a musician. I've appreciated Beethoven's music ever since my early years studying the piano. One of the first pieces I learned outside of examination and assessment purposes was Ellis. Later, when I studied the piano in college, a part of my senior recital was Beethoven's Piano Sonata in C minor, and I recall that presentation fondly to this day. I admire Beethoven for his innovative spirit and his new and fresh ways in writing music. I join with Music Unites Jamaica today in celebrating this very special occasion in remembering this wonderful composer.
Andrew Marshall's composition We Are One, which is actually the finale of his chamber opera, Hard Talk, offers once more the very timeless message of the yearning for the unification of the human race.
So many of us are familiar with the poem Ode to Joy by Friedrich Schiller, which Ludwig van Beethoven integrated in the first ever choral symphony, his ninth and last symphony. It is said that he probably was losing his hearing more and more while writing in between the years of 1822 and 1824. And most probably he was fully deaf at the time of the premiere.
The Ode to Joy declared already almost 200 years ago that all people shall become brothers and sisters. Will we ever understand? But the good news is that the title of the composition, We Are One, from the year 2012 by our Jamaican composer Andrew Marshall, gives us hope.
The performance we are about to hear and see was done virtually by members and friends of the Jamaica Choral Scholars in summer 2020. The members sung their parts in their homes and place of work.
We wish to highly commend the dedicated effort by the Jamaican Choral Scholars to have recorded We Are One, which is composed by their founder and conductor, Andrew Marshall, during these very challenging times.
I've witnessed many things in my country, in all my years in this land.
And what is plain to me more than anything is the discord between my fellow men.
We must build a great nation. Bold and
Flakes of green pour on the stripe. Canute virtues still be found. With God we'll build together a land to last forever.
with love, with serve each other. Each man is my brother.
Magnificent, isn't it? Right? Oh, wow.
Last but not least, let us welcome the founders of Music Unites Jamaica Foundation, Rosina, Christina, Moda, and Peter Ashburn, performing for us the very touching Jamaican peace song, Over Our Blue Mountain, by the late Clyde Hoyt.
After the rendition, Rosina will offer her vote of thanks, followed by a surprise encore, which she will announce. It has been our great pleasure to have been your host for this virtual concert.
Jamaican composer Salute Ludwig van Beethoven.
spirit of this beautiful song by the late composer Clyde Hoyt. "O our blue mountain, descends this bright angel song. To you and all mankind comes peace today. We sincerely wish that the message of unity and peace has reached all our viewers and listeners near and far." I'm Rosina Cristina Moda, co-founder and executive director of Music Unites Jamaica Foundation, and it gives me great pleasure to express our sincere thanks to each and everyone who have assisted in big and small ways to make this, our first virtual concert, become a reality. I sincerely hope that I will not overlook any of those amazing helping hands, and if, please forgive me, and see if we have listed you in the credits, which will be shown at the very end of this program. I have to admit, as challenging it is to undertake the organization of a virtual concert, it has many incentives. Alone that, and forgive me now that I will get a little personal, that, for example, my family back home in Austria, first and foremost, my daughter Sandra with her family, or my sisters, and tons of cousins, and so many of our close friends from South Africa to Japan, all were able to be virtually present. They all, like the entire audience, were able to enjoy the amazing compositions by these outstanding Jamaican composers: Eleanor Berger, Sharon Calcraft, Ted Runzi, Paul Shaw, Andrew Marshall, Michael John Harris, and Peter Ashbourne. But most of them are residing outside of Jamaica. I also wish to thank all the performers in the videos sent to us from foreign, as well as all the Jamaican artists, such as soprano Carlin Waugh, violinist Stephen Woodham, pianist Alain Barant, and Stephen Shawnar. And not to forget Amanda Johnston, who will perform with Carlin for our encore selection. I wish to make a special mention of Michael John Harris's tireless input into this production in a triple role: the role as a producer, as a composer, and as a singer of his own composition, which also features the gracious dancer Neela Ebanks. She was wonderful. A very heartfelt thank you to the Governor General of Jamaica, His Excellency Sir Patrick Allen, for his encouraging message, and to His Excellency Dr. Bernd von Münchow-Pohl and his team, Ms. Sarah Azadan from the German Embassy. She's on the helm of the cultural section there, Ms. Azadan. Without the close collaboration of the German Embassy, this concert would not have been possible. We are also grateful that we have received some part sponsorship from the Ministry of Culture, the UNESCO Creative City of Music Kingston office, and Geon Group of companies. And we also thank King's House, the Hope Botanical Gardens, as well as the Edna Manley College for the Visual and Performing Arts, and Miss Elaine Wind for allowing us to film in their, for us, very, very special locations. Elaine Wind also came on board on the read Eleanor Berger's message in her impeccable style. And thanks to Joel Moda Ashbourne for having read the introduction and the Governor General's message for us. The printed and audio media companies, first and foremost PBCJ Television, have been assisting us very much, and we really sincerely thank you. Our technical teams have been working very dedicated to offer the quality needed for this, for our so important showcase of Jamaican composers saluting Ludwig van Beethoven in the year of his 250th anniversary of his birth. As a musician and a music researcher, I wish to interject here that we actually do not know the exact birthday, but we only know the day when Ludwig van Beethoven was baptized, which was the 17th of December, 1770. Well, in the tradition of those days, it was like this: the babies born, if they are healthy, they could have been baptized like 3-4 days after their birth. So let us say he was born on the 13th of December. Then we would celebrate today the real birthday of Ludwig van Beethoven. And this is what we have hoped to do for you, for Ludwig, and all his achievements and the genius he was. We have come along with the world celebrating Ludwig van Beethoven in our little base. Again, we wish to thank all our technical and supporting teams, which we have listed individually in our credits coming up. But special mention goes to our very lively, eloquent hostesses, Erika Neumann and Janine J. Kuhl. But last and not least, I wish to mention to you that this concert could have not been planned without information gathered throughout several years of research. During the phase 1 of our research, we were able to research Jamaican composers of classical, patriotic, and church music. Thanks to the grant by the JN Foundation. And we wish to thank the Honorable Earl Jarrett, CEO of the Jamaican National Group, for sharing our vision by offering the research grant for phase 1, as well as a new grant. That's the good news. We will get a new grant for the upcoming phase 2 of our research, during which we will focus on researching composers of Jamaican composers, of course, that is, of music for film, media, music for theater and dance. That will be our work in phase 2. As you all can imagine, as a grant can only cover the main part of our research, we are still seeking funds for covering monthly costs for operating our NGO, Music Unites. Therefore, we are calling on kind individuals and companies out there to offer donations, which could be sent to us via PayPal under our email address, musicunites.jamaica@gmail.com. That is musicunites.jamaica@gmail.com. And there you will be on PayPal, and we would be very, very grateful to receive some financial assistance in the future. And now I would like to announce our very special musical encore. We want to close the circle, which we started with Fimilov, a fantasy on Fimilov, played so wonderfully on the violin by Stephen Woodham at Hope Gardens. Peter Ashbourne made another composition on this theme, Fimilov with Lionheart. It's a Jamaican folk song or Jamaican love song. And this rendition is so beautifully sung by the Jamaican soprano, Carlin Waugh, accompanied by the pianist Amanda Johnston. It was our pleasure to bring to you this salute to Ludwig van Beethoven by the works of Jamaican composers.
Is like a keeping strong and everlasting.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Was that amazing or what? Thank you so much, guys. Wow, wow. I am speechless. I was so enjoying the music. I was so taken away. I was so involved. What a concert. If you are just joining, you've just seen an amazing virtual concert on Culture Shock. Go back and watch it. Hashtag live if you're watching all the way. Hashtag new if you are new here. Hashtag day one if you've been watching since day one. And be sure to subscribe over there on YouTube. Definitely look forward to doing a review of this tomorrow on the Aftershock. Thank you so much, Rosina and the team over there. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Listen, we're going to get out of here. But before I do, I have to tell you, coming up next week, we have Matthew, St. Matthew, the Street Disciple, and God and I going to be here for a reason in a virtual concert. All the way through December, we're going to have virtual concert. And then the week following that, we're going to have a Christmas special. You don't want to miss it. Amazing. So I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for joining us. I will see you tomorrow on the Aftershock. I'll see you next Sunday at 8 o'clock. And we'll definitely make sure that you guys catch up on all the episodes of Culture Shock on thecultureshock.com. I am your host, Canute Neil Ellis, and I'll see you next time.
Canute Ellis, big up, you don't know, you see have a thing name? Canute Ellis, my good thing. Bad program, go on it. The Culture Shock! What we just say? Culture Shock! Canute, you don't know, big up, plug it in. You like what you do? Can't do the bass thing them. You don't know, respect.